Rusted with rebar exposed, concrete crumbling. Any number of drivers are passing under Beaver Island Parkway on Grand Island.
What do I see? Potential for a calamity, really.
Jim Strakowski is one of those drivers traveling on the 190 every day.
Are you at all concerned for your safety?
I am. I mean, I think about it often, you know.
This bridge over the 190, rated in poor condition by the state DOT, was built in 1954. The 7 Eyewitness News I-Team has poured over hundreds of pages of documents reporting the conditions of almost 1,000 bridges in Erie County to find the worst of the worst. Records show the last time this bridge was inspected was in 2020 and has been rated poor since 2002, almost 20 years.
It needs to get fixed. I mean, this is ridiculous to see this report. What if it does collapse, you know? And then it'll be too late.
The bridge is owned by the New York State Thruway Authority.
And they have to do better.
New York State Senator Tim Kennedy represents Buffalo and is the chairman of the Transportation Committee. After the I-Team alerted Kennedy to the condition of this bridge, he called out the Thruway Authority in this letter to its executive director, acknowledging a $9 million replacement is set for 2024. Kennedy is now urging work to begin and end sooner rather than moving at a snail's pace.
Our job is to advocate. So when we see a road or a bridge that it's in disrepair, or we get a call from a constituent that has a complaint, we fast track that.
The Thruway Authority would not provide someone to speak with the I-Team on camera about this bridge or the 17 others under its ownership also rated in poor condition. Instead, a spokesperson sent us a statement explaining, quote, every bridge located on the New York State Thruway is safe for travel, including those with the classification of poor. And while the spokesperson says $326 million has been invested into Western New York infrastructure since 2016, this is far from the only bridge of concern in Erie County. The State Department of Transportation owns 35 bridges county-wide, also rated in poor condition, including these 7 bridges over the Kensington Expressway. Susan Surday, the public information officer for the state DOT, would not speak with us on camera either, instead releasing a statement also explaining bridges are safe despite the rating, and says the new infrastructure bill from Washington would help address investment in these bridges.
We have to focus on the priority infrastructure projects that are not only important to the fabric of our community, but could potentially put people in harm's way. And that's the message for the DOT.
Step up is what you're saying.
Absolutely, they've got to.
Survey notes the DOT is in the process of spending more than $177 million to improve infrastructure, but Kennedy says that's not enough.
What is the DOT to do, and what's your message to the DOT?
Yeah, the DOT has to step up. You know, what they have done thus far is not working, not only for our community, but for the state, and they have to do better.
One way the DOT can mitigate the cost of bridge inspection is with the use of drones, but those conversations are seemingly at a standstill.
And your conversations with the DOT, how have they progressed so far?
So we really, we haven't probably talked to the DOT most of this year. I think there are just a lot of things going on in New York in general that precluded those conversations from happening.
Ken Stewart is the CEO of New Air, the company working with the Thruway Authority only at this point as part of a pilot program to inspect bridges using drone technology.
But I think it's really understanding and getting the resources to say, how can we adopt this new technology and what's really the benefit for us?
The benefit, Stewart says, is how long it takes for a drone to inspect the bridge. A half hour by air versus 8 hours of manpower. He also says it provides a digital baseline to show a bridge's erosion over time. But it's this Beaver Island Parkway bridge that has eroded significantly and has been for as long as Jim Strakowski can remember.
How frustrating is that for you as a driver and a taxpayer?
Yeah, it's very frustrating. I would say that they need to get down here and get into action and get work done on this.
While he says he's called the State Thruway Authority to voice concern, he's getting just crickets.
It just seems to kind of fall on deaf ears. They say, oh, we're working on it, it's on the list.
Hoping now the state sees the urgent need to fix this bridge with so many more people back to work, back to school, hitting the road. For the I-Team, Ed Dranch, 7 Eyewitness News.
Again, you can search to see if a bridge that you use is in poor condition. Use the QR code right now on your screen. It will take you to our searchable database that shows every structurally deficient bridge in Erie County. You can also read the full investigation for yourself. And if you do not have a phone, you can scan the code. You can also go to WKBW.com and just click on the Eroding Trust section at the top of the page.